Hey guys, so for today's video, I thought I'd do a story time. Now, I've never done a story time before, so if you guys have any suggestions or requests, just let me know in the comment section. But today I'll be telling you guys how I got kicked off of the football team as a freshman to where I couldn't play for the school anymore. Now, for my school, football was different than basketball. For basketball, you had to actually try out and make the team. But for some reason, freshman football, anybody who wanted to play was on the team. But you were either A or B. So we had a A team and a B team, and I was trash. I was trash. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was on the B team. Now, our A team, they actually went undefeated. They never lost a game. Our team went defeated. Like, we lost every single game. We got close to winning one game and we just ended up losing. But our team was trash. So I didn't really trip when I couldn't play anymore. But yeah. So everybody knows that when you fail a class, you can't play anymore. So I had failed a class. I don't remember what class it was, but I think I had like a 67 or a 68 or something, and they wasn't rounding it up. I wasn't really applying myself at school. I didn't really care. I was just, I was skating by basically. I didn't really care because I just got off of it. But that's a whole nother subject. So basically, what ended up happening was, okay. So let me backtrack. So our football practice was at the end of the day. So we had 7 periods, and for anybody that was in football, practice was from 7 period. I don't remember what time it started. It was probably like 2 o'clock, something like that, like 1:50, something like that. So, cause it was the last hour, and we always got out at 2:47. I don't know why that was the time, but we got out at 2:47. So the last period was always football, and that lasted through 5 o'clock. So football practice was from probably like 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, so about 3 hours. So basically, what ended up happening was when the first report cards came, there was a group of people that couldn't play anymore, and I want to say it was probably about probably like 6 or 7 of us, maybe, yeah, probably like 6 or 7 of us, and so we were going to practice for like that first week after we couldn't play anymore. So we were still staying until 5, even though we couldn't play in the games. And one of the JV or the varsity coaches was basically like, hey, since y'all can't play anymore, um, there's really no reason for y'all to stay all the way until 5. So basically, because the thing is, we would have to wait like a whole nother however long it is until you get the next report cards. And you gotta keep in mind, each each week is a new game. So there's all those games we're not playing. Football season is gonna be like over or whatever. So basically, what he was saying was like, if y'all don't want to stay until 5, you don't have to, because it doesn't make sense for y'all to stay that extra 2 hours or whatever, and you're not playing anyway. So just practice, and then when the new season comes next year, then you will start. So what basically ended up happening was we were all like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, he came to us saying this. We didn't go like, hey, can we just leave? So basically, what would end up happening was we would practice for 7th period. But when it was time to go home, like for the whole school, we would just get on the bus and go. And so later, like weeks later, so this is what we did for the rest of the season. Now, when the season ended, it was basically there was basically a conversion where people from the freshmen found out, hey, are you going to JV or are you going to be going to varsity? And for us, they basically pulled us aside and was, well, not the coach that told us not to stay, but a different coach. He was basically, I don't know if that was some kind of test or something, but basically he was telling us, like, since y'all didn't want to practice, you must really not want to play. And he was like, you can't play in JV. And, we was trash. So we wasn't going to varsity. So since we was trash, there's no way we was going to varsity. But he was the JV coach, and he was basically like, um, he was basically saying like, y'all can't play on my team if y'all don't care enough to go to practice. And we was basically telling him like, well, coach, whoever said something, he basically the one who told us not to practice or we didn't have to. And he wasn't trying to hear it. And I'm not sure. I guess for the rest of us, I'm not sure how everybody else felt, but for the rest of us, I know none of us went back to football like throughout high school. And I don't know how they felt about it, but me personally, I really didn't care because I didn't really care to play in the beginning. But yeah, that's basically why I got kicked off the football team. I didn't really do anything bad, I guess, but some people, they was like, well, why don't you try later? Later on when I was like a sophomore or junior, senior, they was like, well, why don't you try now? And I didn't really care that much. I just kind of used the excuse, well, I can't play anymore, because I honestly just didn't care. But yeah, if you guys like this video, go ahead and let me know. Leave a like, all that. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, peace.